Eevee, we've made it! We've made it to phase 1! Aren't you excited? Yeah, it's day 18 and we have made it. We have made it to the end of phase 1. This is the northernmost tip of the plan for HS2 phase 1. What do you mean it's not Birmingham? No, of course it's not Birmingham. This is Handsacre. This is Handsacre. People say that Birmingham is at the heart of the high-speed rail network, and no, it's a branch line off the main line. That's what goes into Birmingham. The through trains do not go into the city centre. Some of them may stop at the not airport station, but yeah, it's a branch line into Birmingham. This is where HS2 trains are going to join up with the West Coast Main Line, and here we have a train on queue to demonstrate that is the West Coast Main Line. And the idea was that between phase 1 being completed and phase 2 being built, we could have these classic compatibles joining up on the West Coast Main Line to feed up north. And the thing was that after that, phase 2 was split up. So phase 2A to Crewe was fast track, which is basically saying, you know, we want to make sure at least it gets as far as Crewe. And of course, there's a join up to the West Coast Main Line there. So this whole link at that point became totally redundant. But they're now saying that they're still going to do it because, yeah, they can run trains onto Stafford, and that's pretty much it. But the point is, we've made it to phase 1. Haven't quite finished phase 2 yet, which I know is a bit odd. Phase 2 still goes a bit further south, but we'll be there soon. Behind me over there, that's Hanch Wood. That's an ancient woodland that that branch off to Handsacre goes through. And here, this is Vickers Coppice. And you've guessed it, an ancient woodland that HS2 goes through, that branch off to Handsacre. Just that branch off to Handsacre goes through those two right opposite each other. And what gets worse, yeah, still Vickers Coppice. Over there, that's Ravenshaw Wood. Yeah, HS2 goes through that too, obviously. This is Big Lintus. It's an ancient woodland. HS2 goes through it. This is Big Lintus over there, and on the other side of the road we have Little Lintus. And of course, Little Lintus is yet another ancient woodland that HS2 will be ripping through. So of the 5 that we just saw, that took me a mile and 3/4 to walk that, so HS2 will take a straighter line, mile and a half, 225 miles an hour. That's 24 seconds to rip through 5 ancient woodlands just in this site, just here, just these ones. I should also mention that the 4 over there are all on the pretty useless Handsacre spur at the top of phase 1, but in that field, pretty much, that's where that spur meets phase 2. So that is the end of phase 2. I've walked phase 2. I've completed the entirety of phase 2. Sadly, Little Lintus over there, that's on phase 1. So, well, we knew that once we got onto phase 1, we'd be seeing more destruction. See things that have actually gone. And we'll see how it goes now. But we're now on phase 1 proper. Phase 2 is complete. Well, don't worry, there's no worry, you don't have to worry about all the irreplaceable ancient woodlands that HS2 is just whacking through willy-nilly, because they're replacing those irreplaceable ancient woodlands by planting new trees. Hurrah! And I can clearly see that this is one of the places where HS2 Ltd have planted trees, because if you look carefully at those trees that they planted last year, you'll see that they're all dead. Like, you may see the occasional shrub poking out there, or even a bit of grass that's just grown through the pipe. But yeah, last year HS2 Ltd planted a load of trees and they didn't bother watering them. Saplings need watering. Who knew? And they decided that it'd just be cheaper to let them die and plant them again in the winter. That was last winter. And as you can see, these trees have not been replanted. These dead trees are still dead. Yep, they are definitely still dead. What they have succeeded in doing is they've planted a load of plastic tubes and wooden stakes. So well done for getting something right, HS2. But yeah, this is the grand project to you know, replace the irreplaceable ancient woodlands with yeah, plastic tubes and wooden stakes. That'll solve the climate emergency, won't it? Oh dear. Well, it's the end of day 18 and I'm at home. I've made it home. All right, I haven't finished. I haven't even walked as far as Kenilworth yet. I have walked as far as Warwickshire, but there's a big story breaking at midnight, and we believe that it's going to get bigger throughout the day. So, as Penny, and this makes no sense, Penny is actually less equipped than I would be in the tent, because she's going to Brighton to wait in for a delivery at her daughter's student flat, which doesn't have any electricity, and no one's thought of bringing a power bank. So her tablet doesn't have a SIM card, so it's just her phone. She's stuck with just her mobile phone all day, with no way of charging it. And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm much better equipped just in a tent than that. But obviously, it would need a reaction to go out at midnight. I've already been asked for interviews on the radio for the morning by people who don't even know what the story is yet. I seem to have more of an idea of what story the BBC are breaking than other people in the BBC do. And yeah, that's it. So there's a likelihood of interviews which Penny can't do, and although Skype and the mobile held up really well last time, it didn't help. It's great to get the media coverage, but it doesn't help getting the walking done. I didn't get much walking done that day in Cheshire. So I was thinking, well, I'm not going to get much walking done if I get a load of interviews again. And I might need to be mobile, and it'd be great to get everything charged. And you know what? I could have half a day off, because I'm still going out in the afternoon. Well, assuming that I don't have to do something in the afternoon. But it'd be like a bit, because the last 3 days have been really hard with the heat. I've only done about 40 miles in 3 days, which is well below average, because I'm just stopping and resting all the time. Well, no, not resting, stopping and cooling down all the time, and the dog's not enjoying it either. The previous 2 days were fine because we passed loads of water sources. Today, not so much. Yeah, I've had to actually, because she won't swim, but she will drink out of the canal. She won't drink tap. The problem is she doesn't drink tap water, and that's, you know, previous owners' faults. I haven't passed shops to buy her milk. That was the other issue today, and yeah, actually scooping out the bowl out of the canal, because she won't jump in. She will go in if it's shallow enough. So, yeah, it's just a problem for both of us, I suppose. Like, I've drunk 10 pints of water today, because obviously I've gone through an entire platypus and then 2/3 of the next one. It's a 3 litre one, so that's over 6 pints, isn't it? Over 10 pints, isn't it? But yeah, it'd be nice possibly to just have the morning off, even though I will be stopping on Friday. I will complete the route. I will get all the way to London, but my son's coming back. The idea of this whole thing was I'll get as much done as I can in 3 weeks, see where we are, you know, see if I'm amazed that I haven't had some massive injury, and my body is actually held up for this. That has truly flabbergasted me that I've made it this far without any serious injury. And look, I'm wearing the white shirt. All right, it's all creased, but I didn't care, because when I left like 2 weeks ago, I couldn't fit in this. And all right, it's still a bit tight. It's not perfect, but I couldn't get this on when I set off. So I'm really happy. And yeah, hopefully tomorrow will be as good as last Wednesday for us. And maybe even better. We'll see what the story is.